Okay, so we're looking at PowerPoint 1B. For PowerPoint 1B, we're pretending we're a group project, we're pulling all the slides together and to make one cohesive project. If you haven't already saved the files, make sure you go to the Canvas Files folder and save both 1B PowerPoints. So here we have a title. I'm going to click in between slides 1 and 2, and I'm going to say Reuse Slides. So Reuse Slides lets me pull from other PowerPoints saved on my computer. And I'm going to pick the 1B Slides, Insert Slides PowerPoint. You might have to click Browse and then find it. Remember, yours version might look a little bit different than mine. There will be a checkbox that says Use Source Formatting, or it might be at the bottom. So insert slides, reuse slides, they're kind of used interchangeably depending on which version of the homework you're using and which version of PowerPoint you're using. But this reuse slides button, it might be down here, right? So new slides, reuse slides, or it could be a button right next to it. I'm going to click on that first title. All right, get that inserted there because that title looks much better than our title. But then the rest of theirs, maybe not so much, but kind of. So we're going to click that checkbox to make it disappear. And then I'm going to come down to slide 7 and pick the rest of these. So I'm going to say 2, then 3, then 4. Alright, and now I'm done with the reusing slides. I pulled them all in, I put them where they need to go, delete. So like we said, I'm going to scroll back to the top and kind of compare the other group's work with mine. Well, that title slide looks a little bit better, so I'm going to delete that one. And then, okay, oh wait, we've seen this one before, so it's a matter of whose do you like more. I like this one better, so I'm going to delete slide 7. And then if we keep going, well, we have 2 day 1s, 2 day 2s. Oh, actually, there's only 1 day 2, so I'm going to delete this plain day 1. So you might be thinking, what did she just do? You're welcome to pause, or there's something called the slide sorter. So I'm going to go to View, and then pick Slide Sorter. So Slide Sorter lets me see all of my slides at once, so I can look at them, check the order. Okay. So I'm going to rearrange these. I'm going to put Visit Seattle before or after your cruise to Alaska. And then I'm going to put this cute little stingray there. I think that's a stingray. And then let's talk about Seattle weather. And then we'll put a picture of a park. All right, we'll say day 1. And then if you could spare one more day, day 2. So check your slide sorter. All right, check your order. Yours should look like mine. Press pause if you need to. Rearrange them so that they look like mine. Delete what you need to. There should only be 8 slides. You will lose significant points on the homework if your slides are out of order or if you have more than you're supposed to. Okay? So I'm going to go to normal view and start editing these slides. Well, I actually like this kind of theme, so I'm going to go to Design and let's apply the theme. But I'm going to right click and apply it to all slides. So now this line is going to appear at the bottom of all my slides. Well, on second thought, maybe I don't like that. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z and I'm only going to apply it to certain sides. So I'm going to keep it there. And then I'm going to apply it to these last 2 slides. So I'm going to hold down the Control button on my keyboard so I can click the day 1 and day 2. And I'm going to apply that theme to the selected slides. Okay, so not only those 2 slides at the bottom should have that. Right. And I'm talking about that bar at the bottom. What I could also do, something we've seen before, is change colors. So let's go ahead and change the colors to a blue, but I'm going to right click and say apply to all slides. This one's for reals, apply to all slides. And then you'll see it's going to change the kind of color theme to all the slides. I would probably make this a bit bigger, so select the text there, and let's go ahead and make that bigger. So I'm going to increase, and remember from last PowerPoint I said I wanted to make them at least 30, and then I'm going to kind of drag it up a little bit so that it's more in the center. Of course, in your homework it'll tell you exactly what size to do. We're just eyeballing it here. Okay, so for the next slide, we're going to change the background of this. So I'm going to go to that Design tab again, and then over here we see Format Background. So I'm going to pick a gradient background, and you can play around with the colors if you want. Alright, but your slide 2 should have some kind of gradient background. And we only want that for slide 2, none of the other ones. Now let's go to slide 3. So this one's already artistic effect, but we have a problem with this section over here. Those words blend into the background. So I'm going to click the outer dotted part of the content placeholder. That's going to make that box solid. Then I'm going to come up to the shape format, and I'm going to come to the shape styles. And we have some options for shape styles. So I'm going to pick one of the lighter shape styles so that it brightens up my words and allows the reader to actually see what words are there. Now let's go to Seattle weather. And again, pause anytime you need to. Well, I'm not sure why Seattle weather's on 2 lines, so I'm going to delete that. I just deleted the extra paragraph spacer. And let's give this some kind of background. So let's do another gradient fill. Maybe I'll pick different colors this time. Alright, so you can kind of play with your different colors. But I'm going to make this stand out. And so we can do the text stand out, or we can do the title stand out. So I'm going to get the solid line around Seattle weather, go to shape format, and then pick one of these again. This time I'll pick one of the darker ones. So I'm going to center that. To do that, I'm going to go to the Home tab and click Center. Right, that should look familiar from Word. Let's see, we have this, which looks nice. We have this one, again, pretty nice. Let's edit this last plain slide. So I'm going to make that italicized, kind of give it a little bit of flair. Let's change the color to it also. Let's make it a darker color. And then we have a lot of colored background, so I'm going to leave it white. We could also do a lighter background if we wanted. That way we're just giving the viewer a little lighter thing to look at. So if I want to select different sides, alright, like we've done before, we can press Control. So let's say there's just too many colored backgrounds. I want to take that background out and make it white. I can do that for 2 slides at once by holding down the Control button. We clicked on the delete bar earlier to delete extra slides. We could also do some transitions. So right now we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'm going to select all the slides, so Control A, select all, And then I'm going to come to the Transitions tab. So we have different transitions we can see. Alright, when you click on them, it previews them. Now you want to be careful, just try and pick 1 or 2 transitions throughout your whole presentation. Don't overwhelm the viewer. But I know there's a transition because there's stars by the number. So that's a way to check if you have transitions in between. So I'm just going to pick the subtle fade. We can change the duration over here. We can also make a sound if we wanted to. We can say it has to be on the click. So there's lots of options with the transitions. So we can also say, let's close that background. Let's preview this. I can go to slideshow and start from the beginning, preview this. We looked at header and footer. Remember, that's file, print, and then the edit header footer. You want to make sure you're in the Notes and Handouts tab. We'll go ahead and select date, time, footer. This is 1B, practice. And there you have it. That is practice 1B.